Hello everybody. I'm making this video today because yesterday I hit 100 subscribers. So I'd like to put this out as a treat to everybody. I'm going to be showing off my Americium. Americium is radioactive and I have my Geiger counter. Definitely should be handled properly. But the amount I have right here isn't really dangerous unless you eat it. So that should be fine. And a lot of people are scared of radiation, but it really is everywhere. In you, this table, the air, it's everywhere. So, what's a little more? Anyway, the Americium I have right now, it just isn't dangerous. I'm going to reiterate a lot throughout it. A lot of people don't like radiation because it's scary. It's not. But, I have this video. Just be something cool for everybody. Also, I would like to give some credit to Cody's Lab. Watching his videos probably got me started on most of this whole making chemistry, all this fun stuff. And I would also like to confess that I definitely stole his thumbs up. But if you like my stuff, definitely go watch his videos. He's been doing it a lot longer than me, and his are awesome. Anyway, let's get into the video, and thank you for 100 subscribers. To get the Americium out of a smoke alarm, first you'll need, obviously, a smoke alarm, and then some tools. So I got this one for pretty cheap. If you look on the back, it says, if it'll focus, this device contains 0.9 microcuries of Americium. So that's how you know it definitely has Americium in it. And what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get to the circuitry. So let's do that. Once you've got the smoke alarm open, you just need to get all the circuits out. So unscrewing the speaker and then just popping the circuit board out of the housing. Now that I have the circuit board out, there's a cool opportunity to explain how smoke alarms work. So when they're just sitting there, not triggered by any smoke or anything, the Americium is ionizing the air, which means it makes the air a little bit conductive, so that electricity can flow between two plates inside this part. That keeps the alarm off. When smoke gets in, it stops the alpha particles from the Americium from ionizing the air, and it's not conductive anymore. And that trips off the whole alarm. So that's pretty neat, and it's just so cool that you can take some waste product from a nuclear reactor and turn it into something to make a house a little safer. But now you need to go about getting the shielding off, and you're probably going to need some sort of soldering iron for that. Once you've gotten the shielding off, you should be able to see the source. That little gold button in there is the Americium. It's encased in some gold and silver foil. And if I grab my Geiger counter, should be able to see that it's radioactive. Yep. It's more than you get from background radiation. It's cool. I measured these sources individually and they usually go up to around 300 counts per minute. This one's probably not because I'm not right up against it and still has some steel in the way. So the next part of this is to just get the rest of the housing off and the little button by itself. For this part, you're probably going to need some sort of wire cutters to cut the connections between here and on the other side of the dip chip that they have. But once you have that off, you have the inner circuitry and the source free from the rest of it. Now, there's the source button. All you need to do is remove all of the plastic and steel shielding around it. You are probably also going to need to cut through some of the plastic on this part. And there we are, the shielding out, and then this is our source. Just need to pop this little button through the plastic, or just cut through the plastic, and then we'll have it. And after all that, here it is, our little bead with our Americium. So this is a steel housing for it. It will keep all the radiation semi-directed upwards. And if we test it now with our Geiger counter, should be getting a little bit more since we can get our Geiger counter closer. There we go. I love that noise. Anyway, this is our Americium. This is the heart of the smoke detector. Nice. Very cool. Aside from just the Americium, you also get some other nice things from taking apart a smoke alarm. Nice fully charged 9-volt battery. And also speaker, whole bunch of miscellaneous resistors, different parts, LED, and just a whole circuit board really. So yeah, it's nice. Now for the rest of my sources. Here's the source that we took out of the smoke alarm. And here's the rest of mine. So I have all of these in my lead rad can, which is just a can inside of a bigger can with lead poured all around there. Lead in the bottom too. I have a top for this. I don't necessarily need one because these aren't very radioactive. But if I ever get something that actually needs this, this is massive overkill for these. I could just leave these out just away from kids or anything, and then they'd be perfectly fine by themselves. This is massive overkill, but I like to have it because it's cool. If I ever needed to make a cap for it, I could just put a lead circle on top, and then any radiation would stay in the can. These are parts of the housing for the sources. These aren't really radioactive. I just have them in here. But rad can aside, here are my sources. I have them labeled very aggressively just so anybody knows what these are and doesn't mistake them for anything else. And here are the rest of my sources. Now, some people might be saying, hey, that doesn't look like this. And you're right, it doesn't. These are just the foil itself. I took it out of the source and made it a little smaller, just more compact. I wouldn't recommend that for anybody who just wants this around as a souvenir or just part of an element collection. I probably wouldn't recommend doing that. But these I just wanted to have a little smaller, so I put them in some pieces of tape just to have there. And now it's time for see how radioactive it all is. And it's clicking. Now, a lot of people are going to be scared of this, but to reiterate, this is not dangerous. The radiation right there may be that intense, and even if I was receiving this amount of radiation, this wouldn't be bad. A 3-hour plane flight gives me more radiation than sitting next to this right now gives me. And if I take it off the sources, move it next to me at my chest level, what is it, clicking a couple times? So I'm not even receiving any radiation from this. Even if it's up here, there is some clicking, but barely any. So all the radiation is way up close next to it. And even then, this isn't even dangerous. A dangerous range would probably be 200,000 counts per minute. So that's, what, 1/5 of a million? So this isn't dangerous at all, really, unless I were to duct tape it to my heart and wear it on my chest for 3 months, which I'm not going to do, or eat it. And look at that. No one would want to eat any of this. So it's just a novelty and something cool to have around. I think if you just leave it there for now, it should get up to around 2,600 counts per minute. Let me see. I was incorrect. It only gets up to 1,800 counts per minute. So The average amount of radiation you receive on a plane flight is 300 counts per minute. So this is around 6 times what you'd receive on a plane, but I'm not close to it. And again, if I take my Geiger counter away, no more clicking. It's just right up next to it where the radiation is. So this as a whole is really safe. The only way this could really be dangerous is if you ate it, which is why I have it in here and very aggressively packaged. And either way, I think it's just cool. Clicking. It's just something neat for me. Fun hobby, fun part of an element collection. And that's my Americium. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you guys for 100 subscribers.